Hockey in Canada is almost like religion.
We lived on a lake up in Sudbury.
I always loved going to the outdoor rink.
My father, he'd go out and plow the rink.
And I fell in love with the game probably the first time I started playing it.
Spent many late nights out there skating around and learning the game out there.
As a young boy playing street hockey with their brothers or their friends.
I was a different player each and every night.
Love the game, love the freedom of it.
I'd go out there and pretend I had a penalty shot and I think do what majority of Canadian kids do and fantasize about playing in the NHL.
I remember my parents taking me down to games at the Pacific Coliseum and envision yourself on the ice and you dream.
I always dreamed of being a professional hockey player.
It was a dream as a kid to play in the NHL.
I first got back and was standing on the blue line in my first game. Those thoughts and pictures of your dreams come back into your mind, and it was very emotional.
It was a thrill then and still is now.
Not only to play in the NHL, but to play in your hometown is a dream come true.
That thrill of going out on the ice with that logo on your jersey and playing for that team in the NHL.
Being a hometown guy, a lot of times after a game I'll pick up my phone and there'll be messages from my buddies telling me what I should have done and what I shouldn't have done.
When times get tough, you got to look back at where you came from, and I think when you do that, you remember the good memories of playing minor hockey and just playing hockey with your friends. It never gets old. It never gets old to feel like a kid again.
The funniest part is the funniest thing is that we get to about 3 weeks left in the summer and my wife's like, you need to go back to the room. You need to get back in the rink and bug those guys and stay away from me. This has been a team that's been in the workings for a long time, and management has had its plan for this team, and you've seen guys come and go, and I think sometimes they've maybe made a mistake, and that's why players haven't stayed here. And their goal is to go out and create a winning team, and not at any expense, at a successful rate for everybody, and that the team has done an amazing job in the fact that every player on this team wants the same ultimate goal, and that's team success.
There was obviously a big uncertainty when Mark Messier left, and the good thing is that we were all, the group that was left here was about in the same age group and same position, so it's been great to be a captain for a team like this.
I think the thing that makes me excited is that I think the guys are willing to adapt and learn and change and do what it takes to win.
And so now with the players that we have, we're going out, we're giving it our all, and we have so much talent at a freshman type stage of a team that it can only lead to bigger and better things as we grow.
I think right now with this team, I think you got a lot of guys in their prime of their careers that are playing exceptionally well, and even our role players that are in the spotlight are playing exceptionally well. We wouldn't be there without those guys for sure.
Well, a lot of that feeling has a lot to do with the unselfishness that the team needs to have to be able to perform and not care whether the first line scores or the fourth line scores or the first line's on the ice or the third line's on the ice. And our team is at that stage where we don't care how we win, we just want to win. And we know that everyone is success. The greatest success is the team winning, and that makes everyone else on our team successful. And I think without that situation in the dressing room, during practices and during workouts and during, key times, you're not going to have that situation on the ice when it comes time to, it's a minute left, you're up by a goal, and who do you put out? for us, it doesn't matter because we all believe in each other.
There's nothing better than your bench looking at you when the clock's running down to score that goal, and you can look in the guy's eyes, and they know that with you being out there, that our team can be successful, and that's something that I take a great deal of pride in.
I love this team. I love playing with these guys, and there's not a. I can honestly say there's not a bad guy on this team. Like, this is a really tight group, and guys get along really well. And I think that's, the only way it has to be for you to be successful. And we still have a young group of guys, and we still want to improve and get better. And I think the management has done a good job the last few years by adding, 1 or 2 players each and every year. And as I said, I love playing with these guys, and I really want to win with these guys that are here.
They've brought in players that they think can, be here extended period of time. I mean, we haven't tinkered with the lineup much in the past few years, and I think it's a good thing to get to know the guys, know their families. And
for 10 months of the year, they're your family, away from your family at home. You see those guys, you shower with those guys, you're in pretty intimate situations or personal situations with those guys, and you know them as well as you know your brother or your sister, or, and we get a chance to communicate every day and laugh and joke and play jokes on each other. And our team is a team where when something happens, 20 guys are involved, and that's the way it needs to be on the ice, and that's the way it needs to be all the time for a team to be successful. And when I was first here with Keenan, with that part of the time, we didn't have that. We had click, 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 and now we have a whole, and it's way more enjoyable to come to the rink.
Having the opportunity to being able to go talk to someone, not necessarily hockey, but just other things, what's going on in the world or in your life, and I think it's it's something great to have, because sometimes you don't have someone to talk to, and it kind of hurts. So great group of guys, and you're fortunate for it.
I would describe it as a bunch of friends. I think we're unique in the way that we all really get along, every one of us, and I don't think that happens. I've only played for a few teams, but I think it's a pretty neat situation, and I think that's the reason why we're gonna have success too. We're gonna play hard for one another, and we care about each other.
We get on that bus, after games, especially after wins. I mean, we give it to each other. We're laughing, we fight. We're just like big family on the, together in the dressing room and team functions. So the other team, I haven't played on one other team, but the closeness of this team is unbelievable.
Sedins with a gorgeous goal. The Carolina line, lead pass, Nansen cutting in deep, scores! He's done it again! 630, and they're all on their feet.
You start.
Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm Marcus. We just want to wish. Okay, gotta do that one again.
That wasn't natural.
Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm Marcus.
Guys, would you mind? We're doing some. Hey, what's going on here? You gotta coordinate with Cromwell.
But we got to make sure that we're also controlled and in control of, of our games.
Should I tell them who I am or no?
They know.
You think?
I think they know.
You have to be in love. You've got that twinkle in your eye and that big smile.
Yeah, exactly. Casual. Reporting Times Square. Okay.
Hi, I'm Daniel. And I'm Henrik. Buy your 50-50 tickets. Support the kids at Canucks. Oh, sorry. Gotta do that.
Sorry. Morgan said that.
Hey. I am.
Support Canuck Place, Children's Hospice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
More for safety?
For safety. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. That one sucked. Do another one.
I liked it.
Shh.
Ever since I was little, my brother used to need somebody to shoot on.
I think I was 7 years old, and my brother would have me in the basement shooting tennis balls at me or out on the driveway.
When I was a younger guy, he threw me in there.
I kept coming in and crying. And my mom would be like, "You don't have to keep playing," and then I just go back out with a piece of equipment on wherever I was hit, and finally I ended up fully dressed and everything.
When I was 8 years old, in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, my brother's team actually needed a goalie. Their goalie was sick, so I had to come in and play, which to me, I only played ball hockey in the streets and street hockey, and I never skated before or anything like that. So it was the first time I actually skated, and we actually won the game 3-0, and ever since that, I never looked back.
Watching old footage, guys must have been crazy. I don't know what else, how else you can explain it.
Yeah, a lot of people say that we're a little different.
Playing without a mask and playing with hardly any padding is something I couldn't even imagine.
Most people don't understand that we stand in front of a puck coming at us at 100 miles an hour, but to me, that's fun.
Well, my dad was my first coach, and like most parents, they discourage it. They don't want a goalie in the family, and for a lot of reasons. And
my parents told me, that it's going to be a lot of pressure to play this position.
I don't remember being very brave as a kid. Actually, I remember I was scared. I was scared of strangers as a little kid. Like, that's what my parents always tell me.
It doesn't matter if you're playing Pee-wee, Bantam, Midget, or NHL. The goalie's always going to be the guy that gets his fingers pointed at. If he wins the game, he's the hero, and if he loses the game, he's the reason why you lost.
A couple years ago, my mom was going through some stuff in my room, and she found my journal from grade 4 or 5 or something like that. And in it, we had to write in a realistic job and a dream job. My realistic job was being an NHL goalie, and the teacher laughed, and the teacher-parent meeting, they told my parents, and my parents were like, well, that's what he wants to be, and he spends more time doing that than anything.
I think when I was a little boy, I obviously enjoyed watching the goalies because of the equipment and things like that.
The hockey cards, knowing their stats and all the equipment they wore.
I grew up in Quebec, and Patrick Roy was coming in, and he was always a star of the game, and that's when I was able to stay up till the 3-star selection. Then I had to go to bed, so I got to see him an awful lot, so I kind of got hooked on him.
Yeah, I think most players that believe it from the first time they play, or the first time they watch Hockey Night Canada. I think you can be there, and you see yourself there.
To be a little kid, to dream about it and to realize it, it's an incredible feeling.
It was morning of Game 5 when we skated that morning, and after practice, after the game day skate, there was the media, and the media were asking a lot of questions about it, and you know, I just gave the answer, I'll be ready if I'm called on. I didn't think it was seriously going to happen.
It's funny, I never thought I'd get a chance to play against Patrick Roy because I was 8 years old watching him.
And then I was told to go see Crow, and you know, I went to the coach's office and he told me, you're playing tonight, and you know, I was a little surprised, to be honest. You know, it was a great feeling, and so many emotions go through you, and he just told me, he said, we have confidence in you and have fun, enjoy it.
Next thing you know, I'm facing Patrick Roy for my first ever game in the playoffs, so that was a dream, kind of a dream come true for me, to play against my idol.
You know, it was, you know, even looking back now, it doesn't seem real, it doesn't seem like it happened, and you know, if I see highlights or whatever, I can't believe it's me in there. My dad was in the Air Force. He was a helicopter test pilot in the military. He'd sort of tell me some stories, and you'd understand really, you know, he'd be either testing out something new, or if there's something wrong with this helicopter, see what you think. And you know, when you hear those stories and you think, you know, it's a totally different kind of pressure, and it's a totally different life than I could even imagine.
Well, I think it pushes you. It pushes you to get better. My goal is to get to the next level, and I think the way I am, I need that pressure to get me to that next level, and I think this position is fitted for me.
I mean, like most things, things are in you, and I think it's just finding a way to unlock it, and you get in more pressure-packed environments, and you learn that you can handle it, and it's not that bad, and that, you know, it's a good thing, and you start to enjoy it, and you start to love it.
It was a 5-on-5 brawl going, and the other goalie went in to help one of his teammates, and I just skated the whole length of the ice, and me and the other guy went at it. Well, you never like to brag, but it was a good one for me anyways. I used to fight more often, and then I started being a #1 goalie, and I was too important for the team for me to take penalties and take suspensions. But I'm not going to change that part of my game. It's gotten me to the NHL, so I got to keep doing it. People try to get me off my game, or run me, or say things to me, or those little things.
Start of the third period in Game 6. So it was 4-2, and the Flames were mounting the comeback. And
even on TV timeouts, when I go for a drink at the bench, the whole visiting bench is up and howling at me, saying things, trying to get me off my game.
And again, let's skated by, and he says, we're coming, Alden. And I sort of I didn't say anything, and he just skated by, and it came pretty hard after that.
Which is a good sign. I think that they wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't doing my job.
I think it's important that you project confidence, and I think it's important that everyone sees that. You know, even if you're nervous inside, even if you're scared inside a little bit, it's so important that you show everyone that, you know, you're made of steel, and that you're just ready to go, and nothing can bother you, because that's what the life of a goalie is, really.
Here in Canada, they understand the game. Maybe in other places, they're not as knowledgeable as the Vancouver fans, but it's part of the game. When I'm having a great game, they'll be right behind me, and when I'm not having a great game, they'll let me know. So they're fair.
You know, I'm a big believer in the history of the game, and I enjoy the history of the game, and I think all those things make the game so special to me, and I think it's just such a precious thing. It's not just a job, it's more than a job. It's a passion to the players, it's a passion to the fans, and you got to respect what the fans do for this game. You got to respect their commitment level too, and you've got to go out and perform, because you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for, you know, your teammates, you're playing for the fans, you're playing for a city, and you know, sometimes for a country, and it's a special feeling.
Brad, would it be a fair assessment to say that that last game with Colorado's win?
Wait a minute. Holy, give me a hat. Holy, you gotta get me a hat. Oh my God, that's gross. I didn't think it was that curly. All right, okay. All right, sorry about that.
No problem.
Don't put that on, please. That could, you know what, that could be one of your outtakes, but. All right.
We're still rolling? We're still rolling. All right.
Well, I can translate that, but it doesn't sound very. Heya Vancouver, heya Vancouver.
You don't want these on then? I like the way it sounds. I like the way my voice sounds when I have them on.
So, where you grew up in Sudbury?
Yeah.
Which is across the lake from Toronto, is that right?
No, not even close.
Wow.
Didn't do your homework, eh?
Well, I'm from the U.S., so...
Come on, it's way up north.
Okay. Hey, do you mind?
I want to watch you.
No, we can't.
Come on and sit right here.
Yeah, don't worry about my interview. No. Just in there.
You guys need one?
You got the same shirt as I do.
I bought some lattes.
You got the same shirt, but mine didn't buy.
No, I'm all right.
Cool. Barry, you want a latte?
No, I'm good.
I'm good, thanks.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
What about Cookie's claim that he's going to score 30 goals this year?
I like that. We need scoring from every lines, and it sounds good to me. No.
Okay, I've been hanging out, not golfing.
Why not?
Working out with Klooch, because I've been working.
Oh.
Working out, training, busy.
Berkey's not listening.
Yeah, so Bert and I, we're similar in a lot of ways too, even though he's a little bit bigger and louder. But no, I'm better looking, yeah.
Hardly famous. Maybe infamous.
What do you think of Dan Cloutier?
He's a nice boy. He's a nice young boy.
This bird is grumpy, as everybody says he is.
Around the rink, yes.
Keep riding this fairy tale that this whole city has about me being grumpy, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a character here in the city. Nothing more than a character. Go to the rink and I put on my costume, then I go home, buddy.
The big S?
Yeah.
They force you to put the big S on. Yeah, Superman.
I just heard him laugh.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, you guys have no clue.
No.
No one has a clue.
I hope you taped that.
You're starting to drive me nuts.
Oh, Bert, look at him. He's smiling 24/7. One of the happiest people I know. Okay?
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Let me say this about Daniel and Henrik. Two nicer young men you'll never meet. I have never seen either of these guys without a smile on their face.
I think that's probably what's allowed them to persevere so well through their development in the league, is that they are obviously really well-grounded guys.
They never show pressure. They never appear to ever have a bad day.
Well-raised, polite, well-mannered.
What a treat to be around these guys, and they are coming into their own right now.
Who was actually born first?
I was.
Yeah.
It's always been first. I think our friends could tell the difference for sure, and our family too. Otherwise, it was a lot of confusion. You get used to it. That's why we don't care anymore if anyone says the wrong name. We're pretty used to that. Always on the same team. until we were 13, we played on different lines though. He was a centerman too, and I was the first centerman, he was second centerman. But then when we were 12, we actually moved up to play with older players, and that was when they put us together. We played soccer and hockey at a pretty high level. We chose hockey when we were 16. Then I think that was the time when we really started to know that maybe we were going to get drafted. We pretty much knew that we were going to be drafted by two different teams, and to hear that Canucks was going to draft us both was a big surprise, and it was a great moment.
They've always had the skill. What they didn't have was they weren't men. They hadn't filled out. They hadn't become, strong.
People weren't very patient with them, but the thing that I really admire about them is they just didn't really let it bother them, at least outwardly. I mean, they just never changed. They never wavered. They're very even-keeled. And that kind of belies some of their competitiveness, too. I think that's why people don't realize just how focused these guys are on winning and succeeding.
I think we're really taking a big step this year for sure. Every year's been better, and this year has been unbelievable. This year you can really feel that we're confident out there. We try to make plays that we didn't really do the first years for sure, and that's a great feeling when you can do that. We've always been passers. Like we always try to find other people, and
That's what the fans always say.
Yeah, we can hear that. I guess you have to shoot to score, so it's a good thing. To be great goal scorers, we gotta take more shots ourselves for sure. When your confidence is up, you try new things, and you gotta try things to make something happen. I think with Daniel most, he's been trying more moves this year than he's ever had. I think over here. He's better defensively, and I think that comes naturally too when you're a centerman. Danny has more of a shooting instinct for sure. He's a scorer. He is, and I think he can score a lot more than he is for sure. I think this year he's been great in his own end, and that's probably the biggest step he's taken. I think he's more flashy than I am. I'm more of a two-way centerman. This year he's been really strong, and he can take the puck and skate it up the ice. So that's probably his biggest strength, and his passing game too is unbelievable. Still, we feel that our skating can be a lot better, and that has to do with strength for sure. And we can keep up with players now, but we want to be fast in this league, and we're average right now, and that's not good enough for us. Your goal is always to get better every season, and hopefully we got 10 years still in this league, and if you can get better every year.
They now are starting to develop, not only with their skills are being polished, but they're stronger now. People aren't pushing them around like they used to. So no, they're gonna be okay.
But I've never seen two more competitive siblings in my life. These guys will bet who can cross the street faster than the other one. Everything is a competition to them. Everything. And you wouldn't know that sometimes, but they are two of the most competitive people I've ever met in my life.
It might be rock, paper, scissors sometimes. We play tennis sometimes, and we never quit. We sometimes play 10 sets just to see who wins, and if someone wins, then you go 2 out of 3 instead, and if someone wins, then you go okay, best out of 10, and that's you never really get a winner. I think that's a good thing too. Like we've always been competing, so I don't think we hate losing either, but we want to win so bad. So if you want to win bad, you usually end up on the winning side. So that's good.
Who had better grades in school?
I did. I had 1/10 of a point better. In Sweden, you get degrees from 0 up to 5, and I had actually 3.98, 3.8. So it's a tough. Yeah, it is. It is. He was devastating after we got the final degrees in school. Because that's something you can't change. It's going to be there for forever. So it's in the records. Yeah.
And you're still sore about it?
Yeah. It's going to follow me for the rest of my life.
Trevor from Medicine Hat. His mom had just cut his hair. Oh my God, he looked like one of those evangelists on Sunday morning. I thought, what the heck? Tried to sell him my haircut, and he's going, oh, no, nobody but my mom cuts my hair. I said, buddy, you're in Vancouver now, man. It's not Medicine Hat. I remember not even knowing where that was. I said, you can't walk around with a head like that. I mean, this is big time. You got to come in. So I finally caught him into coming in, updated his due, and I'll never forget that that night he had a game. I went to the game, and he had never worn his helmet in a pregame warm-up in his whole life. That night, he had the helmet on. I was going, what the hell's he doing with my helmet on? You know, I go to check out my due flying around in circles, and this guy's got his helmet on, chin strap done up. The next day, I phoned the room and go, what the hell happened there? I guess he knew his mom was watching, so he didn't want to get her angry.
You have sort of an idea what the game is like and how fast it is, but you step inside of here and you realize how good these guys are. It's so fast, so precise.
I remember after games, I'd go up to the media center and be sitting there, and they'd say, well, they played terrible. I go, what? You weren't watching the same game I was watching, because they're always intense for me.
I think out of all the things I've ever done in my whole career, this has to be the best place to be for anything. It's just so exciting every game, win or lose. It's just great to watch the game. There's no doubt about it.
Good third man, good third man! Suicide box is just a blast. I mean, and the great thing is we don't have to pay to sit there.
It's a lot there. I mean, it's, you know, you go to work, you do your job. These guys, you know, this is hanging it all out every day.
I think you realize the tension when it's 3 in the morning and you go home and you can't sleep. You realize how wired it is down here and how intense it is. Because I don't really realize, it seems normal to me now being down here the whole game, and I go home at night and I'm wide awake. I can't sleep for hours. I'm sure it's the same for the players.
You look for things to happen, you watch a guy's eyes, and you know he's going to go after it, beat the life out of some unsuspecting character or whatever.
The one thing I really was trying to get was, I really wanted to get as close and tight to the players as I could, because I wanted to show that emotion that they've got.
Some of the best shots, I think, are along the boards, but it's a difficult shot because it's dangerous. The referees quite often go screaming by and will take your head off. That's why I like net cam. Net cam is cool because there's an angle you rarely see, and it's always interesting.
I'd seen a lot of minor hockey with my son playing and everything, and I got the idea there of putting a bunch of kids in the net for a picture, and that's where it came. I thought, well, hey, you know, if you could get a camera in the net, even if you could just try it at practice, but I said it would be very dangerous. And then I thought of the idea, well, maybe remote it, and that's how it came. At the Sun, we had a carpenter shop, and they helped me. I told them what I had in mind. I wanted to put a camera like in the net, and it had to be a very wide-angle lens camera. And so they designed this bird cage, we call it, and the lens fitted right in there, and it just indented enough so if the puck hit it, it had to hit the lens dead on, or we took a chance. And I would just put the camera in there, put the back on, put it in the goal, maybe even a couple hours before the game, put the ice around the snow around the pad, and it would sit in the goal. And I did not have a remote in those days. I had to have a cable that went under the goal, around and back to the goal judge. And then when the game's on, I get in with the goal judge. He lets me in there, and I work a little button like your doorbell. And every time someone comes in front of the net, click, 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 click. got a shot where a player came in, and you know how they come and they stop, and the people don't realize there's just a snowstorm of ice flying in the air from cutting the skates in the ice, and the puck went in. And Dunk went down and he turned and looked in the goal. Well, as he turned and looked in the goal, the snow had gone all over his fiberglass mask, and it just made a picture you would never even think was there. In your mind, my idea was I was going to get a nice big puck, hopefully, in the net right in front of the lens. And to this day, if I was back shooting, I would try to get that someday, because I think that one day you're going to see a picture of a goalie and a puck about that big in the net.
Traffic, loose puck. Fernandez comes up. Oh, back Cook. The Canucks have tied the game with 1.2 seconds. They've done it.
Something like that, I think. My brother was a hockey fan. I was not a hockey fan. And it's partly because of a little rivalry there. When the guys from the Canucks came down and started working with me, I remember one of the guys said, "Oh, you look like Mark Messier." And I went, "Yeah? Well, who's Mark? Does he work down with the Canucks or something like that?" And they said no, and everyone laughed, ha 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 ha. I guess I have to really thank the Canucks for turning me into a hockey fan. I think, they took me on as like a personal project because I knew nothing about hockey.
Spent many late nights out there skating around and learning the game out there. I was a different player each and every night.
It started by going to a hockey game. and I don't even know half of what was going on, with offsides and icing and any of the penalties that were being called. But I just loved it because I loved the speed and I loved the drama of the game. It was the spectacle of the game that I totally got involved with. So that was the beginning of my conversion, I suppose.
It's still, that thrill of going out on the ice with that logo on your jersey and playing for that team in the NHL.
I have a couple of boys who are totally into hockey, and I had one boy on one side of me and one boy on the other side of me, and they were playing in overtime, and it was Morrison who got a goal, and bam, we were just up on our feet. The whole GM place was up on our feet, and I was hugging my kids, and we were high-fiving, and I went, and I got it. I totally got the concept that Canadian experience of hockey and sharing it with your family, and I was so grateful for that because there aren't too many things that you can do with your kids or you even do for yourself that you can go and be completely caught up and lost in a moment.
How do I sound, Murray?
You sound great. Real good.
One of the great perks of having been involved with the Canucks was last year when I got to meet, all the players.
Okay.
Read it.
I'll just try it again here. Hi, Trevor Linden. Hi.
That's Trevor Linden. Got him.
Can we remove him?
Here I had an opportunity to see them just like being real guys.
It just shows you what the city is waiting for and what they really expect from us. And I think we're getting there, we're closer, but I think this city would absolutely go crazy for a cup.
Beautiful. Happy?
Absolutely fantastic.
All right.
And I think the thing that really was profound for me was just how much they love the game.
And I think when you do that, you remember the good memories of playing minor hockey and just playing hockey with your friends. And
That's Todd. Yeah. We wrote what is called the Celtic music. I think the piece was divided up into 3 movements. The first movement was more of a plaintive piece, which I play on kind of an instrument like this, big tenor recorder. This is like a bass recorder. At least it sounds better, like on a good day, it'll sound better. And anyone I've talked to who's heard that theme is completely caught up in it. Very compelling piece of music and so simple.
I'm just wild about Harry. Look at Harry. Harry's just wild about me. We're all just wild about Harry, because Harry's wild about, Harry's wild about, Harry's wild about me. Oh, yeah.
So, what's your relationship with these particular fans? You know, walking the streets, people recognize you.
Yeah, the fans have been very supportive. I think here in Canada they understand the game. Maybe in other places they're not as knowledgeable as the Vancouver fans.
Well, it's the best city in the world, and to be a professional athlete and to play hockey here, where hockey is life, is pretty special.
Like I said earlier, it's part of the game. When I'm having a great game, they'll be right behind me, and when I'm not having a great game, they'll let me know. So they're fair, and I think that's good. You just don't want fans to, just cheer you on, even though you let in 5. I know that some nights I could have been better, and I accept people to be booing me and whatnot. But when I'm playing good, they're there for me too. So it goes both ways.
I think you for me anyway, has been a special relationship, and came here as an 18-year-old and kind of grew up here in front of the people, and it's been a great relationship. I think that they've always had a lot of respect for me, and I've tried to give that back in return, and it's been a great relationship.
I think it's overwhelming. I know a lot of the guys, especially hockey players, you come from small towns, and the attention can get overwhelming. I think it's how you deal with it. You can look at it as a negative, or you can look at it as a positive and just deal with it. And sure, at times it gets a little overwhelming, but it's part of the game, and these people look up to you.
Yeah, it depends. Some of them call me Dan, some of them call me Klooch, and I could just be walking in the street, and people will be yelling out of their cars and how you doing and things like that. And it's nice that you could walk in the streets and people recognize you, and just by playing hockey in the city, that you could be someone that people look up to. And we're just normal guys playing the game of hockey and enjoying ourselves, but people really do look up to us and care about this team.
This is a sport that a lot of the fans wish they could have played, and with that they try to live through you, and it's something that you got to understand and just enjoy it. Try to enjoy it.
For the fans, I think I've gone through some tough times here before I was here, and now it's starting to turn around, and I think that when the team goes through a slump, they must have their good and bad days too, and they've always stuck with the team, and they're still here and they're still behind us. So,
it's good too most of the times when the team is playing well, I guess. But to be honest, our fans are good, and they're hockey is so big here. They're so passionate about hockey here, and people are so interested in that. So it's just a lot of fun, and obviously sometimes if you're out with your family, you like to get some privacy, but they're very, very respectful, and as I said, I just love this city, love playing here.
A lot of people have are very respectful around the city. A lot of times when we are out as players, individually, we're out with our families and trying to spend family time because there isn't a whole lot. And for the most part, our fans are unbelievable and respectful. And in the other parts, they're not being respectful. They want an autograph, and they want to get that piece of, being a Vancouver Canuck is part of.
I have a tough time with how people look up to you, and because you look at it, there's so many other issues going on in the world, and there's so many heroes around the world, and a lot of these people thinking that you're their hero, and I got a tough time with that because I'm just out there to entertain, and when you do look at it, just turns out to be, it is just a game. I remember 9/11 when it happened, and I still remember them having a poll if should sports continue, and I think it was 85% said yes, because that's their way to get away from their problems, and for that 3 hours they can just concentrate on something that's not life-threatening or the way 9/11 occurred, and for that 3 hours they get to get away and pretend they're there and enjoy something that means a lot to them.
Oh, playing in Canada is very different, and our fans are just tremendous. And even though the team has been, as we talked about, the team has struggled for a long time, but they're still stuck with us. And the last, I guess, 2-3 years has been unbelievable. Every time you know, skate out on the ice before games, you get so pumped up and excited about playing a game, and it doesn't matter if you're playing supposedly a easier game, Columbus, or we're playing the Detroit Red Wings. It's always a great feeling, and the fans are so loud and really helps our team.
Especially in Vancouver, it's hard not to hear the crowd. Our crowd for the last 3 years have been unbelievable, by far the loudest there is. Before that, I probably would have said Detroit was, because I was overwhelmed whenever I played in Detroit, but I think that gave me a warm-up for the last couple of years in Vancouver, and our crowd has been amazing. And
I think the guys talk a lot about buildings and rinks, and I think our rink has got such great atmosphere because it's a smaller rink and it's tight, and people are right there with you, and it was just crazy in there, and the people are right on top of the action, and you can feel their pulse, and I think the guys really feed off that, and it makes a huge difference.
The first time that I was really like, wow, our crowd really is supportive, is when we played Colorado 3 playoffs ago, and we didn't win a game, but we were close, and we were missing 2 key guys. With like 2 minutes left in game 4, we were losing, and we were going to get beat out, and our crowd gave us a standing ovation, and that said a lot. I'll never forget it, because it was, our crowd was sitting there thanking us for the effort that we put forth, and realized that, for the first time in a long time, this team was on the right track.
Well, it's great. I think it pushes you to work harder and to be a better player, because you have to be accountable.
People are passionate in the city about it, and they do love their team, and they are dying to have a successful team here, and I think each and every year we've brought that to the table, and there's still more to go, and it's a long process, and it's been a long process, and sometimes a frustrating process, but there's light at the end of the tunnel.
People here knows hockey, and they follow their team very closely, so it'd be real neat to do something that they can remember for a very long time.
And that's what we strive for out here in Vancouver now, and it's exciting that fans aren't just worried about making the playoffs now. They want to see us bring the cup home, and I think that's something that as a player and a person living in Vancouver, we take great pride in.
The easiest way for me to describe how I feel about being a Vancouver Canuck is that I could play my whole career in Vancouver. I love it here. It's great for my family. It's a great city. I'm in Canada. Hockey's awesome. The team's awesome. The fans are awesome. I don't see it being any better.
Jersey has just been moved. Is he going to be here? Is he going to come out? There he is. Everybody's applauding. He's in the tunnel.
Uh-oh, here we go. This is going to be great. Here he comes, the big boy. Oh, a standing ovation. Oh, this has to warm his heart, Shorty. Look at this.
Todd slowly making his way out onto the ice and shaking hands with the fans assembled down below as TM Place erupts
Susie a big lift as he gets a standing ovation and a tremendous applause. And this really has to make the big guy feel good.
And you can tell just looking at him, Tom, he is emotional about this as well. And he has been moved by this reaction here from the fans.
Go. What's your name, sir?
My name is Chris.
Now, Chris, is that your natural hair color?
Yes, I was born a Canuck fan. I will die a Canuck fan.
That a boy. And you know what? We'll be at the funeral right there, and we'll be singing "Go Canucks Go."
Go Canucks Go.
We'll bury you with your stick. How's that?
I like that.
All right. Open casket.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of fun. It's loud.
People from across the street
really loud.
that work in the shops come across in the playoff time. And
during playoff season, when I answer the phone like this,
what do you want?
Go Canucks, go!
And Naslin, we love Naslin. Oh, yes.
We're going to take some of the credit for Marcus Naslin's success. He's been eating here once or twice a week.
Oh, yes.
Spinach with feta cheese, tomato, and sweet onion. Cow feta, not goat feta. Sorry, Marcus, but I had to tell him that.
It's so good. It's just amazing how good it makes you feel. It is.
My name is Ed. My name is Tyler. We are two members of Bare Naked Ladies. This is Prevail from Swollen Members.
This is Biff Naked.
This is Colin James from the Tragically Hip.
I'm Theo from Gob.
I'm the biggest Canucks fan in the world. Let's get fired up!
I'm totally excited.
Yeah! There's hot dogs here! And beer! And chicken wings! And hockey! And Artem Chubarov!
This city is a one-team city, and the Canucks are everything.
We talked about it all the time here at work, and so much so that our sales dropped.
Canucks, no any other team.
It's neat when my oldest son says when he's going to bed, "Can I listen to the game, Mom?" Because that's what I did when I was a little kid.
For 38 years, 39, since then, always.
When they start to lose, I get mad. My husband used to call me Canuckula.
She screams. Not too ladylike. Yes.
Yes. Go salmon, Canucks, lumber. Hey, we like to fish.
Some of my cheapest friends actually went out and bought tickets.
I don't know what I'd do without them.
Here come the Canucks. The fans are on their feet.
This prolonged ovation, incidentally, continues here at GM Place. Standing ovation with the towels waving.
The Vancouver hockey fans, Shorty. This is a city that just loves their hockey team, and we do too.
Goes wide on Leopold. Hands and cutting